Bingo introduces Live Football Bingo, where events in every English Premier League game can win you prizes for a £1 card. And the fastest full house of the season is worth £20,000. Head to matchbingo.co.uk for more information. Over 18s only. Be gamble aware. Get yourself over to matchbingo.co.uk for more information. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Sunday's Talking Town. I am your host, the Gov, a very excited Gov, an adrenaline pumped, fueled on coffee Gov after yesterday's absolute wild celebrations in the stadium, in the streets, in the town, the players coming into the town for a night out, the management going into, I think it was Isaacs I saw several videos coming from. How much content have we consumed today then, my friends? What have we watched? What have we got? Share your best memories. Share what you've seen, what you've heard in the live chat. And as always, there'll be a link to join the conversation live on the platform that's for the fans, by the fans, one club, one community, one magnificently beautiful Ipswich town. And we want to relive yesterday. We want to put the rubber stamp, the exclamation point on the promotion party. Even if we're all getting on a bit slightly in years, so where our heads are pounding and we're a bit tired and it's way past our bedtimes, but we're still going to be up on the ceiling. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to bring to the party. Lee Brown says, but it is bring your own booze, just to make it clear. Gov don't put his hand in for a round, even when promoting. I say, no, Martin, don't know. I was about to say something very silly there about promotions to Premier League, and I was about to write a check. I certainly couldn't cash, so I'm glad I stopped myself. But as Lee Brown says, unbelievable, Gov. Looking forward to seeing what you put in the chat. Get active. We'll get as many as we can on the show. We're obviously again live tomorrow night, 8:30. As always, we're talking Town's Extra Time. So we'll get through as many as we can today. If we don't get you on today, you can come on tomorrow. And we encourage you to do that. Right, let me get some comments before we bring the lads in. Adam says, anyone's got massive FOMO, seeing the videos on Twitter, the players out with the fans, wish I lived in Ipswich. They were coming out as I was going in, so I got a few videos of Leave coming up the street and Wes Burns coming up the street. But at that age thing, again, it was getting well past my bedtime, and I felt my chain be pulled. It was like, it's home time, Lambert. Matt Stan, I hope everyone has ordered their McKenna Artois from our friends at awaydaybeers.com. Go and check it out. Kev, congratulations, guys. See you at the Stadium of Light next season. Kev, you're not, I'm not sure where you're on the table. I thought you were doing okay. Brilliant season, big club. It's back on its way. Georgie boy, about bloody time. Love that. Ross said, I said 4 or 5-0. Phil Blundell, I'm sure will come on the show. He was incredibly confident before he kept saying 5-0 when we were having breakfast in the cricketers. Love that. In fact, here he is. Look, would have loved to have met some of the players out in the town last night. Dole had to go to a birthday meal instead. Andy, watching from Somerset with the tears that wouldn't stop. Would have done anything to be there apart from leaving my wife of 45 years who needs me the most. Andy, you may not be in there in physical presence, but you were there certainly in spiritual, and you were watching it, and hopefully the post-game show brought you in as much as we could into what was going on and how we were feeling post-game. Stephen, I'm going to pass on tonight. I'm cooked and still recovering. I'll listen to others. Stephen, love that. Put your feet up, get yourself a can and enjoy. Blur. My friend's mum was getting signatures from Hurst and she asked if he was going to sign. He said, I hope so. Oh, we write that down. Hurst. How much would you spend? Let me just write that. Because, we're Ipswich and we're fucking massive. Excuse my French. Right. Let's get the boys into the show. I'm sure they're still well and truly off the ceiling. And there's some cake on the menu. Is there
Somebody get the tables. Hard truth are here. Delivering the truth that nobody wants to hear. The Cruncher and the Media Mogul.
Delivering the truth that nobody wants to hear. Like, McKenna needs to go. Get Big Sam in. This is nonsense.
Oh, the Cowleys. Oh, Walnut. Don't forget them. That was my top three.
It gets worse. The Cowleys.
Yeah. Rich is in ruins today. He's not feeling good, are you, Rich?
He's in bits.
not alcohol. It's just I felt shit yesterday. I felt a bit. I'll be honest with everyone. I felt a bit flat yesterday because I didn't feel very well. We'll go into the post-match that fucking dragged on forever, and I just got really cold.
He's grumpy, man.
Yeah, I was a bit grumpy. I was obviously happy because I'm happy for my kids. Obviously, thinking of Martin that he weren't there. I see his wife because she was doing the.
Teresa was there.
Yeah, I see the supporters club there, and I give her a cuddle, and she just said it's so unfair that he's not here, and it's just little things like that. But look, obviously, I'm happy that we're out this league, and no Papa John's trophy next year. 3rd round of the FA Cup. Happy day.
And what did Beep say? International breaks.
Yeah.
What a thing. We've missed out on all this stuff. These balloons, by the way, were waiting outside the house when I came home, which was a nice little touch. So yeah, it did drag on a little bit, the Player of the Year stuff. But it was a good idea, I think, to do it in front of the fans, but I don't know. It did go on a little bit long, didn't it? But maybe too many more.
They just wanted to celebrate with the fans, and I think they were a little bit.
It was surreal. It was surreal to see celebrations at Portman Road. Do you think of all the things that have gone on since Burley took us up at Wembley, and the European tour? Then we go down.
Matt Stannard, that's a definite red for that steward who tripped the fan over. He was going all in MMA. I mean, fucking hell. Let's start on that, Gov. The pitch invasion. Our fans, we've got some fucking absolute wet wipes, haven't we? Booing your own supporters. Booing your own supporters because they want to celebrate. I mean, get in the fucking bin. For fuck's sake, what is the matter with us? Plymouth went on. Did I see Plymouth fans booing them? No, because they're all on the fucking pitch. And
they might have done. I don't know.
I know they have to trot out the line. The players won't come back out. They won't celebrate if the fans come on. Utter bollocks, because we know that they'd always come back out. Give them their moment in the sun. And do you think Sam Morty didn't like being carried shoulder high?
That was good, that.
Similarities to the picture there, Matt, of Jason Dezelle back at Oxford. Are you telling me they didn't want part of that? Fucking.
Of course they wanted part of it. Absolutely.
Of course they fucking did.
I was really quite upset at the boos. Primarily, I wasn't going on the pitch, regardless. What went down, I wasn't going on that pitch. But I'm well up for anybody showing the excitement, the passion, the exuberance in any way they want to show, as long as it's within the realms of, not being a dick that we've seen in other pitch invasions. But to boo, it brought the mood down a little bit. It made it hostile at a time. And I'm going to say Quest, and Matt's already pulled me up once today on this, but on the EFL highlights,
ITV,
when they showed it, you could hear boos at a promotion. And I was thinking, oh, fuck me.
I filmed like the full-time whistle being done and like panned round to the North Stand. And within seconds, everyone started booing, so I had to clip that bit. I don't want that bit in there.
Archie was on. Archie went on. I said, get on there. You're 12
years old. I was looking for you. I thought you were going on.
Then the steward kept pushing Ollie back and forth. Fuck that. Let him go on.
How much was the policing bill for all that lot round? Because people still got on. Didn't they? They still got on.
Yeah, but they got on. It was the most polite pitch invasion we've ever seen. Let's be honest. They all ran on. Then quickly realised,
was it? It weren't Wrexham in the National League. No.
Well, Nick Noah says, "Will anyone get banned?" I don't think they will.
Of course they won't. Not a chance. I see the guy go on and kiss McKenna. What a great video that is on the socials. Brilliant.
But as someone just said, as A just said, the club have put it out as on their own social feed. That's not showing they're dead against it, is it? It is our captain. Oh, ignore the fans holding him aloft. He's levitating.
Archie made me laugh, Matt, because he said, "I got on and I touched Morty's back." He said he was so sweaty.
I'm surprised.
I suppose, right? A little bit different from 2000 because back then all of the North Stand come on because you just had one tier, didn't you? And the Sir Alf Ramsey. So now, obviously, they've got 2 tiers. They don't let people down, obviously, because you can't mingle. Obviously, that was a bit of a poor design, obviously, when they designed the stands. But I just think it's a bit of shit, But Nick Miller says it's the EFL, yeah, but hang on. Wrexham, I know they're in the conference. Leighton Orient, come on. Plymouth.
Plenty of come on there. Plenty come on there.
That was the most polite pitch invasion by us. I mean,
the Wednesday fans.
Pitch. Played it in 10 minutes.
Yeah, they did. Right. The Wednesday fans and their podcasts are probably going, points deductions of 10 points. Give it to them today. Give it. Barnsley fans are also with them. Anytime you'll see Wednesday and Barnsley fans agreeing on a topic.
Good luck with that. That's never happened in the history of football ever.
It's not going to happen. And if it happens, it just happens. But
Yes,
it was a great
Might
moment. And then it was obviously very much of almost a them versus us moment, blah, blah, blah. But the moment was done because Town were finally promoted. And that's the exciting bit. That's the bit we're really here to talk about, partay about.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start with your humble pie, Matthew Phillips, because as I started, you wanted the man sacked, but he's a god. Stephen Foster called him one of the greatest Ipswich Town managers of all time. Was that a little bit too much?
Well, maybe a little bit too much in the third tier, but you can only play what you're given, aren't you? What's his win rate? 56%? I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it?
It is.
So I did say I would eat humble pie because I did say I didn't think he was going to turn it around, and he did. So I've got the humble pie here. I believe it's a combination of bitter lemon and sour apple. So here we go, everybody.
Here he goes with his humble pie. Only on Talking Town. Look at this.
I put this little request into Mr. Kipling. I said, listen here, Mr. K. I need some humble pie. Rapid. Came today.
Get it clipped for the socials. Look at this. Look at this. And there it is. The humble Sam Allardyce pie.
No cream.
No, don't need cream. Don't need cream after that performance.
Cream always rises to the top, Matthew.
There is cream available. It was over there. I said I'll be okay. Anyway, you two carry on talking while I eat the old humble pie, okay?
I had enough cream for everybody after watching us go 4-0 up inside half an hour, Rich. Jeez Louise. I've never seen us play such a rampant.
Did their goalkeeper, Woods, did he win a competition to play in goal yesterday?
He's a young lad, isn't he? It's harsh.
He's been about a little bit, but the best one was the second half where he was stuck in treacle for the back pass. And he just couldn't get his legs moving, could he? Just couldn't get his legs moving. It just sort of trickled past the post.
I'm going to be honest, at 5-0, I was sort of hoping someone would slip over for a goal. I was thinking,
you're not giving me that fiver, though.
Someone just slip over. Well, the fiver disappeared out of my wallet, but you will get it.
The fiver disappeared out of your wallet? Is that first?
It is. I actually lost a fiver yesterday. I got home and the fiver that was in my pocket from some gentleman was no longer in my pocket. So,
did you stick it in that charity thing?
Good. I might have done that. Yeah, the food bank. I might have done. That's a good point. I might have done. But yeah, we were rampant. It was almost not Ipswich like, Rich. It was surreal. Like,
were you nervous? Were you both nervous going into that game?
No, I was confident.
Oh, really?
No.
I suppose you're there, you're waiting for the kickoff, and you got a few butterflies because obviously it's so big. But apart from the first 10 minutes, which Exeter done okay. Look, shout out to the Exeter fans. You know, they bought nearly 1,000, Matt. Quite a lot of them stayed behind and applauded, which was a touch of class, I thought. So it's a bloody long way. So fair play to them. But after that, Gov, as soon as we get the first goal, we're just off we roll. And it was at 5-0 because we're near where the away dugout is. And Gary Caldwell was probably thinking, blimey, this could get very, very... Look, 6-0 is bad enough, but it had the potential to go absolutely... It did, honestly, because literally every attack we were having, we were scoring, weren't we?
Mm.
Did you want double figures?
Yeah.
I did.
Right.
Yeah, I did. But at half time, I was confident this team, and got 10 euros from David. Thanks ever so much, David, for the 10 euros super chat. And we had a little bit of a super chat earlier on. I forgot to mention, terribly sorry, from scroll up, as he said. I can't find it. I'm terribly sorry. Whoever you were, thank you ever so much. I do appreciate it. But at half time, it was surreal. I was confident before the game. I think you described it best, Matt, on the Barnsley post-game show. It was like the holiday transfer bus. You're in the bus. All you want to do is get by the pool, get drinking the all-inclusive lager.
No. You perfectly yesterday morning. Bing bong. This is Captain McKenna speaking.
Yeah.
Please fasten your seatbelts on the promotion plane.
I will release that on Twitter at some point.
That was great. I love that.
For those that didn't know, I had the aeroplane seatbelt sign come on, and then it was, ladies and gentlemen, this is your chartered flight to the championship. Captain Kieran McKenna has indicated the seatbelt sign is to come on as landing is about to take place. And there we go. We went and demolished it. It was unbelievable. It was a crazy game. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. The ownership were there. Go on.
I was going to say, do you think that was one of the most pivotal 45 minutes? Not a whole game, a pivotal 45 minutes in our history, given what was at stake, to get back to if you think back to I think we were 3-0 up at half time, all there or thereabouts in the UEFA Cup final. So European trophy, Roger Osborne, 45 minutes, FA Cup final. I think this is up there in the top 5, easy. The playoff 42nd half, Rich, at Wembley. We run right over Barnsley. When you think what's at stake, we've now got a ticket back to the Premier League. We're in the mix now, aren't we? To get back there. I just think it was unbelievable. The pressure could have taken us over, but to go 4 up in less than half an hour?
But when you
look
at the last 14 games, the stats, it's just you are allowed to criticise. And after Bristol Rovers, we were poor that night. We were really poor, and
really poor.
The change from there.
I did a little bit.
43 goals, 2 conceded, 13 wins out of 14. Probably should have been 14 because we should have beaten Cheltenham. Let's be honest, we should have beaten them.
Yeah, we probably would have done if Walton dropped it.
We probably won't see a run like that again for a very, very long time from a town team.
It
was Man City in the 3rd tier, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at that run of 14, 15 games, wherever it was, up from Charlton up to Bristol Rovers, I think we scored about 20 goals. We've scored 20 goals in the last fortnight. I still don't know what's in the water at Portman Road. What Kieran's done there. I still don't get it. That's why I'm still eating this humble pie at the moment, because I don't think anyone could have predicted that turnaround after Bristol Rovers.
Well, the credit has got to go to McKenna because he has adapted. He has changed. I mean, I think I haven't got the full statistic in front of me, but we must be doing it probably between 15 to 25% less passes a game. We are more direct, in a good way. But I do think being direct gets a bad press. It's not always a bad thing to go direct. It's not always a bad thing to get the ball from your goal to their goal as quick as you possibly can. And let's not pretend. January was a special window.
Humble pie's been eaten.
Just like League One, mate. Completed it.
Yeah.
Completed.
Yeah. Game over.
The window in January moved the needle. We all said at the time, this window really needs to move the needle. And it did, Rich. It well and truly moved the needle.
Yeah, we touched on here that we need the players to come in and they need to make the difference. And if you look at every single one of them, Harry Clark, obviously, look, I love the video yesterday when he's hugging his brother and he's in tears. And look, he's a town boy and he shows what it means to him. Then you've got Luongo, who, look, we did think he's not played any football. We're bringing him in. Is it like Kieran? Obviously, you had the link there with Michael Carrick, and he had him at Spurs. So was that a little bit of his mate helping him out? If it was, thanks very much, Michael Carrick. And then you go to Hurst, who, let's be fair, he didn't pull up any trees at Blackburn, did he? Because he didn't score a goal.
No.
And then Broadhead, obviously, he's made the difference, Gov. I think Hurst has got 6 goals in the League One in the Cup. So Broadhead, 8 goals, 6 assists. I mean,
unbelievable.
Best player in League One.
He'd probably be player of the year, Rich, if he'd done a whole season.
Watching them struggling at the minute,
he could
play in that team. He honestly could.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and I think Sean Dyche probably feels the same.
Are you excited about seeing what he can do he done all right in the Championship this season for Wigan, scored goals and that. Are you excited to see what he could do over a full season?
Earlier, Matt, I ain't had a favourite player for years. I'm 47. He's my favourite player now. He's just touch of class. He really is.
And he's a lovely, humble boy as well.
Yeah.
A real player and a real nice gentleman. Ipswich Town player through and through. Some people are cut to be Town players, and you get the feeling he's one of those. A phenomenal player. Yeah, up there with Chaplin for me, absolutely. But do you use his transfer fee as a benchmark for Hurst? Because as you just said, he did okay in the Championship, 1.5 million. Does that mean for Hurst you're looking between 1 and 2.5, 3 million maybe? Where's the Hurst fee? Because I imagine you both want to sign him.
Yeah, it's going to be around. I mean, I asked Georgia this question after one of the Peterborough game or the Barnsley game. And I would say it's around about 2 mil. I would have thought. I don't think it's expensive. Was what you think. The only big thing is, of course, if Leicester come down, then he might be a bit more central to their plans. But I think if they stay in the Premier League, then they'll probably let him go. But I mean, look, even if you offer them a few quid and they come down, still might happen.
But that all depends on Leicester and who the manager is as well. Because you got Dean Smith at the minute. He's only there till the end of the season. I think they'll stay up. If I'm honest, they got Everton tomorrow night. I would look 2.5. I wouldn't go higher than that. I honestly wouldn't. And look, what number did he wear? 27. Marcus Stewart.
He's been a great player
Shout out to Mike yesterday, who had his head shaved for the Derby Rimmer. I think he's raised nearly $4,000, which is absolutely amazing.
That's amazing. Well done, Mike. Well
I saw him with some of the content where he'd started the day with long hair. And I was like, where's his hair gone? I didn't realise it. That was him who'd done that. Yeah, brilliant, isn't it? Really good.
It is. 999 from Lewis. If you think about every one of the 17 seasons we're in the Championship since 2002, I would say this is the first time we get into the Championship campaign of optimism rather than hope we might get lucky. This is a top 6 side already for me. Already. This team right here would do well in the Championship. So well, I would peg it in that top 8 berths already. That might be the blue coloured glasses. What do you think?
I've kind of floated that on the Discord today. I'd be really interested to see how Ipswich would actually get on against some of these, like a man, just for argument's sake, like a Man City or something. Where do we actually sit in the realm? Because would Championship sides, if they play
steady on. Burnley played Man City and they're the best team in the Championship.
Got one at 6-0, right?
Absolutely.
Let's not go that far. You've been speaking to Colin today.
He's been on the old rose all day, the promotion rose.
Have you found Colin? He went missing, didn't he, last night?
He did. He went in for a cider, and I've not seen him since.
Never seen since. He was on the WhatsApp earlier, everybody. He's okay. But I would just like to know if Exeter went to, I don't know, one of the top flight sides or someone at the top of the Championship, would they be 4-0 up inside 20 minutes or half an hour? Would they beat them 6-0? I'd just be really interested to see where we sit. And when you consider Luton with the 4th worst budget in the Championship, a 3rd, I still feel like we could probably do something. But I mean, look, we're all high on optimism from yesterday at the moment. You know, I think it'd be probably a different story when you play 46 games. But
Coventry, look at Coventry, man. Where they come from?
Yeah, had no ground. Had no ground, did they, for ages?
The Championship, they've got obviously Guy Koresh. You need someone who's going to get 20 goals. I think you need that 20. Well, look, we got Connor Chaplin. He's got 29. You got Ladapo. Look, it's another time for chatting. Who's staying? Who's going? I think we just need to soak it up and just enjoy what we've achieved and where we've come from, and we all remember them feelings we had against Birmingham, you know, and the empty seats there. And look, it's a massive upward.
Do you remember last day of the season, Rich? Do you remember last day of the season against Wimbledon when Connolly got that hat trick? We lost 5-1.
5-1.
It was like 200 people in the ground. Contrast to yesterday.
Going back to the owners, it was great, wasn't it? Yesterday, they come over and they give us 20 minutes of their time. If anyone has not seen the picture, it's a great picture just for Gov, under Brett's armpit.
Love me, Brett.
When somebody who's bought you Nathan Broadhead pulls you in, you don't resist. You don't.
He pulled you in, did he?
You just embrace.
You look so happy.
He just pulled me in, guided me in gently, and I just said, "Thank you for Nathan Broadhead." Cheese.
What I loved about Colin yesterday was he went up to all 3 of those game changer guys and said, "Thank you." I love that. I mean, that
just loved it that they came over and they knew who we were. They knew who we were. You mean you
watch our content
over and giving us a hug, and it was just great, surreal moment for me. We've had him on the show. Obviously, we need to get Brett on because he did pop in that time to get some sugar. If no one's actually seen it, you can go back and watch that.
I do remember. Yeah, fantastic.
And they could believe it yesterday. Matt sitting there and the goals were just rolling.
No, probably couldn't. I like Mark Detmer's dad was in a suit with an Ipswich Town baseball cap. I enjoyed.
First ever game.
Yeah, love that. What games to go to? But yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, what were they thinking? They flew in, didn't they? I think Friday, and they flew back today, just to see it. I thought Sheeran might have done that as well. Maybe he did under the cover of darkness. I don't know, but
Boris with his 50 Swedish Corona, make town great again. Thank you very much, Boris.
No, we don't want Barry Bannon if Sheffield Wednesday don't go up. We don't want the little imp. We don't want him.
Barry. No, we've got Connor Chapman. Rob Holmes, Taylor will come across because Posh not getting the playoffs and need to balance the books.
Looks likely.
It does look likely. Nani, congratulations, lads. Glad to see both our clubs going up. All play for next Sunday for the title. Absolutely. We won't be too mad if you take your foot off the gas, though, Nani.
20 wins. 20 wins they've got at home, Plymouth.
Is there a part of you that thinks they deserve the title? I mean, they've barely been out of the top 2, haven't they? But, I mean, look, the season is judged over 46 games, as you said, Rich, not 45. So we'll see what comes next.
Best team wins the league.
I think McEnough said it well last night. Town have got the better players, but Plymouth have done exceptionally well to hold their nerve and fight the pressure with Wednesday and us and Barnsley to an extent being so relentlessly good.
Yeah. Let's not forget, we did shoot ourselves in the third goal, and we'll be ahead of them right now. But
And Wednesday did shoot themselves in both feet.
Look, fair play to them. Look, everyone thought they would die a death and fade away, and they didn't do it. And they've barely been out of the top two all season.
It's taking this run, Matt. You look at Wednesday. If they win next Sunday, they will end on 96 points. And you think any other season, they'd have won the league.
James from Sheffield Wednesday said that to me today. We're on 93 points. It's not enough for the top two. Just shows you how relentless we've been in that last 15 games. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, my Wednesday brother said to me, 93 points, not the top two. Never be a season again like it, which is quite probably true. You know, there won't be. We
did say you'd never see a season like it where you needed 83 points into the playoffs. But this division keeps delivering. It's not the greatest, is it? But it keeps delivering in terms of entertainment and excitement, I think, and unpredictability.
He then said the only fee they've paid in 2 years was for Tyreek Parkinson.
Big C.
Which made me smile because I thought he wouldn't get anywhere near our team right now.
If you're being fair, Wednesday, they probably do deserve to go up in the playoffs. If I'm being honest, I don't care who does win the playoffs. But I think,
Derby, hopefully.
Well, Derby got to go to Wednesday, last game of the season. So
closest away, don't it?
So, well, Derby.
Well, I wouldn't mind Peterborough coming up. I wouldn't mind going to Charles again if I'm being quite honest.
I know you'd like your local team coming up, Rich. Yeah. I know, but don't worry because next year now in the Championship, if Everton do come down, you can go and see your own team play against your rival team, right? Because obviously you're a Liverpool fan, so you can go and see us at Goodison.
Liverpool fan.
You can call yourself in at Anfield on the way home, right?
Rich has done like 300 quid on Tuesday night dinner tickets, haven't you, Rich? For the awards thing.
I'm looking forward. Look, I feel ill today, right? But I think I owed it to people like Terry Chandler. You know, we all know what she's going through, and it was brilliant yesterday to me. Rich and Terry are going to be at the dinner on Tuesday. So look, I feel a little bit rough, but nothing to what other people are going for. And I think I owe it to everybody in the chat and you two as well to sit here tonight. Not feeling the best, but we don't get promoted every single season, so we have to soak it up and
exactly.
Got the tablets, bit of Lucasade, away we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chloe Land said, let's talk about the Rub of the Bus. How special was that? I've seen the videos. I was in the fan zone at the time. It was busy. What are your thoughts? So that was special. Although the flares need a little bit of work, right? Because the choreography of that was. I
thought it was like, look, you can't rehearse those things, can you? It's just of the moment, isn't it? And the bus crawling through it to get into stage, I thought was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was a bit low that people were throwing flares.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, it hit Ross, didn't it? For me saying that. I mean, that's no good. You shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, to create an atmosphere and that must have pumped the players up. And I think it was Carl Edwards' interview on the pitch where he said, "I've never been part of anything like that." And he said we were absolutely buzzing to get into the dressing room and out onto the pitch. And we were 4-0 up after 28 minutes. I think it spoke volumes, didn't it? But we're not seeing scenes like that around Portman Road ever, I don't think.
I've never have, Rich.
No.
First time ever. We didn't go. Obviously, we were in the fan zone, but we see it from there, the blue smoke. And we've got something special, and we just need to keep that momentum, don't we, now? Yeah. See where it can go, because you never know where it can lead. Next season, we're obviously going to spend some money. Mark Detman spoke to him yesterday. I did say to him, Matt and Martin, we do need a bigger ground now. So that'd be interesting to see what going forward there. But look, it's just
10 spot here, Martin. 10 spot in the bin.
Yeah, £10 from Nathan. Thanks very much. Cheers.
I was worried yesterday as well that Gov had washed his bird coat. I thought, is that a bad?
It looked clean.
Did you get sunburned yesterday, Matt?
I did, yeah.
I didn't
even think about that.
A very red neck and a very red face.
Yeah, I was a little bit pink. I got in and had a shower and I was a little bit pink after. Is Nathan Steggles here in relation to Kevin?
I'm not sure. Let us know, Nathan. He says, cheers to Town for the great content. No, it's our pleasure. It really is. Bring on the championship. Appreciate that. We've got $9.99.
Tomorrow. It is not Town in 5.
No, it's Town in 25.
Love that. Brilliant.
Mike says, big thank you for the show. Been a massive part of my life. Don't worry. Season's ending, Mike. We're not going anywhere. Talking Town never sleeps.
Mike's brother kept coming up to me yesterday, just whispering in my ear, goes, "Have you heard? We're going to the championship, Matt," which I thought was fantastic. Love that. It was great to see so many smiling faces, wasn't it? The place actually buzzing. When you think back to, I don't know, the McCarthy era when no one wanted to go and people weren't going to games, and I don't know. Just see everybody, be you in this community, a Blue Monday community, a Kings of Angry community, wherever it might be, or you just don't watch any of the podcasts. You just go as a family, whatever. I just thought it was just brilliant.
On the owners though, obviously you mentioned them coming over. They've been embraced, but they've also embraced us. It's been a really organic relationship that's formed where we've just embraced each other. It's fitted so well so far, and it's just something that's really magical. And they took a gamble on this football club. This football club was stuck in the mud, spinning its wheels, and it was never a guarantee it would go well. Never a guarantee the fans would return. Never a guarantee of anything. They took a gamble on this football club, and for that, I'm truly.
He did say he did say Mark Detmer that they looked at a lot of clubs, didn't he, Matt? I don't know if you were there when I was talking to him.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of like they're family men. You know, they've all got kids. You know, he brings his dad over, and this is what we are now. The community, and you see yesterday, like, have you seen the town that rammed before the game, Gov? After the game, the videos of the players out drinking with all the fans, you know, in all the bars, and it's just fantastic for the local area of Suffolk.
Yeah,
you know, but they're finally seeing their football club coming back, and you think we won't be going down there until August, and we'll all be looking at the fixtures when they come out. But do you think if we win the league, just a quick one, do you think we'll do a parade on the bus if we win the league?
I'd be amazed if they're not already drawing. Surely, even our council is more proactive than that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Although I don't know if like we was in like the old the Cornhill area yesterday, obviously walking through to the cricketers and back through. I think it's probably health and safety risk around there now. You remember there like hundreds of thousands of people in there back in the day, but yeah, you've got to celebrate the moments. Got to celebrate. We've had nothing to celebrate since we got into Europe under Burley 20 years ago. It's gone so quick. Yet town have been in the doldrums that whole time, and now they're back in the Championship. We've now got a lottery ticket to the Premier League. Of which 3 teams have been there.
We're looking back in 20 years' time. Look, we look back at 92, Matt, and we love that team and the players. And we'll look fondly back in 20 years' time of all the players and the season that we've had here.
Yeah. Drink it in. It could be 100 goals, 100 points, in which case we'll need to bring your clip out, Rich, from Colchester pre-season a few years back.
Yeah. 4 years on. 4 years on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ben loves the passion for people like Hurst and Luongo. All love the club. 10 euros from David. I was so happy that David and his son could be there yesterday.
Yeah, brilliant.
Part of that.
They flew back today.
They did. So pleased that they could be a part of those. They were special because you don't get many. Even Collins only had, I think, 5 or 6 in his lifetime. Like
Collins said last time we got played at Pullman Road was 1968.
4. He said 4. That's what I've had 3. I only want to see one more promotion and no more relegations, and that's me done.
Could be a double promotion anyway because the women won 8-0 today. So if they win their next game, I think they're promoted as well. So double.
Big shout out Mike Woods, who drove me home last night. He went up to that game today, saw the 8-0 and won the raffle.
What did he win?
What did he win?
60 quid.
Happy days.
Happy days, yeah.
I was so pleased yesterday that I got him a ticket to be there.
Yeah,
Mike, he's a great guy, isn't he? And I was really pleased on Friday that someone messaged me, Joe Green. He said, I've got a ticket. Do you want to give it to someone of talking to?
Yeah,
brilliant. And also, shout out yesterday about 1:30 when I got a direct message from George Edmondson's mum. I've got a spare ticket if you want it. So I knew a young lad who was there with his mate. He'd made the trip he ain't got a ticket, just to experience it. So, great to help people out.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's always good to register your interest with the patron saint, right? Because you never know when he might pull up a miracle. That was quite funny watching that message.
Ticket for Curtis Yates for Sunday because he's been messaging me today.
We might need a miracle for them Carrow Road tickets next season.
Well, I won't do, Matt, because I'll be doing a few away days next year, so I'll be qualifying naturally.
Okay. That's interesting.
But I mean, you fair weather fans, I follow Sweet.
Let me just tell you, everybody, if Martin's doing away games, there'll be a text message to me going, could you do the full-time show, please?
There might well be. I might take it on
the
road.
Did you see the scenes at the end of the game at Norwich at the Hawthorns? I don't know. It was one of the coaching staff arguing with the fans. And it great seeing that lot fall apart. And they know now, because if you read a lot of their socials, even Darren Huckabee today, they know that we've got a proper team now. This ain't the team that was a ragbag effort under McCarthy that got into the playoffs. And look, we were probably not going to beat them. Let's be honest. When we played them over 2 legs, we done well, but we were never going to beat them. But now, when we play them next year, there's a real chance that, like a lot of young people, Matt, haven't seen Town beat Norwich. They've seen the promotion now. Next
Was it
thing to tick off.
2009? 2009?
Yes, 3-2. That was Jim's last game.
Yeah. Dos
Giovanni Dos
Santos.
Santos. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
we know that we've got a proper team now, and
Yeah.
I'm getting excited.
City, like we sang yesterday, we're coming for you.
We're coming for you.
You know, we're in the championship with good resources. We can sign, you know, not anybody, but we could sign some international talent. You know, we could sign anybody. Not Messi, obviously.
We said Friday, didn't we? Like, look, George Hurst must be saying to his agent, "I want to be a part of this for next season." He's front and center in the dressing room, isn't he? Where they're singing, and McKenna stuck the bin over Chaplin's head, and they're all saying, "We've got Super Kieran McKenna," and all that.
Kieran McKenna they're chucking the bin over Chaplin, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's great to see, right?
That was great.
He'll be saying to his agent, "I want to be a part of this." He won't want to go back to a team that's potentially going to stay up by the skin of its teeth or get relegated. He want to be part of something that's on the way up. I would have thought.
It was very short memory, though, isn't it? It was very short memory. You know, that's the problem. 80 says 999. Go on, first point. He says, thanks to
people would have players will have seen that are out of contract and thinking, I want to be a part of that journey. There'll be people approaching Ipswich.
He's running for a charging point yesterday morning in the cricketers, Matt.
Oh, AD?
No, me.
Oh, you? A charging point.
I'm going to make it.
Apple's battery life doesn't go where to go. Thanks for Talking Town for helping bring everyone together. Perhaps, Gov, you could put the 999 towards a new battery for your phones so we have a longer after-match show.
Well, I was saying to AD yesterday, right? He does away games. Was first on the camera at Barnsley away. He's Stowmarket, you're Stowmarket. Surely there's a little thing there. Travel together.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
We need to purchase a Talking Town minibus.
Stowmarket massive. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Get it printed up with Talking Town on the side of it. Love that. Right, we get a few people on shortly. I've got 2 waiting. Love that. More room for people who want to do jump on, have your say, share in the celebrations. One last thing I want to sort of mention that we sort of touched on through the season, and obviously it's not the end of the season sort of wrap-up show, but mentality, particularly in December and January, we were questioning whether this team had the eye of the tiger, the mentality, the minerals in order to go and get what was well and truly in front of them. Well, yesterday, half an hour, they had that mentality, that eye of the tiger, and they've had that at Barnsley, and they've had that for the last, a good few months now, Rich and Matt, where they've had the hunger that we questioned they may have.
I'm looking forward to on Tuesday, Matt. I'm going to speak to Morty. I want to know, what was the change after Bristol Rovers? Simple question. What was the change?
Yeah, I'd love to know. Love to know.
You know?
Yeah. So I've been eating humble pie this evening because
we were fourth that night. We were fourth.
Yeah.
And if anybody, even Colin wasn't saying we're going to get top 2. I think we'd all sort of resigned ourselves to the playoffs. If we're being honest, weren't we? Really?
McKenna, look, I was front and center that night. I'll say it again. McKenna was a busted flush after that. What happened after that, I don't know. Probably helped we played Forest Green Rovers next. Worst team in League One history, most likely. But fair play to him for getting there. But whatever he did, like I said earlier, we did about 21 goals in 14 games. We've done that in 14 days. The last 14 days. So, look, brilliant to see. Whatever he had up his sleeve, I don't know. But, you know, I underestimated Kieran. I didn't think he'd do it, and he did. And fair play to him.
You were there in 2 away games, Gov. You know, Peterborough, Barnsley. It's been a surreal week when you look back now. When you stood there at Peterborough before the kickoff, did anyone think that we'd beat Peterborough 3-0, Barnsley 3-0, Exeter 6-0? You know, unreal. Yeah, unreal. Yeah. Like you say, mate, drink it in.
It was those 2 away games that gave me the confidence for yesterday. That
it set it up beautifully, didn't it? Yeah.
This is a group locked in, that were well and truly locked in on the task and the gift that Wednesday had given them. Let's not pretend for how impressive we've been. Wednesday have been
gone down
just as catastrophic.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, isn't it? I was saying to a few of you yesterday, how gutted would you have been if we'd suddenly found this form, but Sheffield Wednesday just kept consistent to a degree that you finished a point or 2 outside of the tables reversed. You'd have think, why couldn't we have done this earlier? But that's the beauty of the timing, isn't it? And as you said, Rich, it's a 46-game season. They found that form. It happened.
You have to take advantage of it. Obviously, they collapsed, but we still needed to be here to win all these games. And you look, we've had to do it because otherwise we'd have been third. We would have done.
What is it? We've let 2 goals in what? 14 games?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Probably there's no other team probably can match that in world football.
And Cheltenham really was our David Luiz, our Andy Luiz moment, where against Anthony Joshua, where you go into it and you because you didn't expect Cheltenham to come out of that with a point. And on the form guide, looking at it as a whole, you would go, "Oh, they drew. Who was that against? Barnsley, Posh, or one of the teams?" No, it was Cheltenham. That was a real, good. Well done to them. But we had a blip that week, but we didn't let it affect us like we had done earlier in the season or other times of Town's history. We got back on the horse and we rode it to the Grand National victory, as it were. We're just phenomenal, fucking phenomenal. I can't believe it. How good this team have been.
I think it's great. What's great for Kieran is I think when he left Man United, a lot of Man United fans were going, "Oh, thank God he's gone. He's not a good enough coach or whatever, and he won't stand up as a manager on his own." And I had a foot in that camp, right? Certainly in February, I did. Too young, too set on a plan A, couldn't see a plan B. Connor Chaplin was on the bench at Bristol Rovers. Mental when you consider the goals he's got now, Rich. I mean, 50% of his goals have come in this period of time. And then you've got United fans today going, fair play to him. He's proved us wrong. Okay, it's only the 3rd tier. I think the big test is going to be next year, but it's almost a free hit for him. The fact that he's got us back to where we belong and he'll have a bit of money behind him and see if we can compete. The fact he's actually done it. It gives him all the credit in the bank for me.
Great point from James. What was the one moment that turned our season? Mine was Walton penalty save against Bolton. Personally,
Cambridge, the Cambridge one, we've gone 2-0 down at half time. There are some real fun. Look, life is about fine lines, isn't it? Sometimes.
Broadhead's free kick.
Broadhead's free kick. Michael Smith threw at 2-0. James still actually Wednesday still messages me that. Listen, we was in the shit if that had gone in massively. I mean, there turns the story, right? It's all on the flip of a coin. Bolton hadn't saved that penalty against Cambridge, been 2 down at the Abbey Stadium. But he did. So these are all hypotheticals at the end of the day.
They did. Right. Lee Anderson, you were there.
Quickly, do you think that's a bit of a piss take yesterday bringing Halaki on?
Nah, I thought it was lovely. Good touch.
I thought that was good, yeah. I thought he was going to come on when I saw him warming up.
Here he is, Lee. Are you happy
tonight?
You weren't confident yesterday, Lee. You were not confident. You were always on the
Is that Romanian? Better be.
Other ones are.
No, it's not from Del Boy.
Last time I saw you, Lee. Although no, last time I saw you, we were crying and hugging. But the time before that, you were nervous. You were not. You were like, this team it's a good team, but no, I'm not until it's done. You're a bit nervous.
Nervous, yeah. It's not lack of confidence. It's just you've just got to. I don't know. That's just the way I am. Yeah, you can see it's going to be great. Said before, you're trying to pinch yourself. You're pinching yourself to believe what's happening. All the comments that you guys just been saying is right about the season. I wanted it to be done. You want it so badly that you can't just. I don't know. I'm in bits again already. It's just
blown away, Lee.
Blown away? I was yesterday. I was crying yesterday. Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
That's sad, really. Sad to think about it. A 53-year-old bloke.
No, passion, man. Passion.
But just quietly cautious about it all. I mean, the team are going to do great, and I was comfortable after half an hour when we'd done it then. And the goals, we blew them away. It was fantastic, the occasion. But it's not that I've ever been not confident. It's just, let's just do it before we can celebrate. And now I'm on the socials after them Norwich fuckers now, I tell you, because I know it's coming. They know it's coming. Well, not all of them. They don't all know it's coming. I've been chatting to one earlier on. Well, what a game change you got. He's talking about Norwich having a bigger budget than Ipswich on like.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. And the fact that their parachute payment's going to run out. This is all changing. The youngsters have not seen us do them over. We'll lose the odd game against them, but over the course of time, they're going to be insignificant. They're a little stepping stone as to where this club is going to go, or where the club wants to go, and that's key.
I think Andy Warren said it well yesterday on the Kings of Anglia stuff. He said this is the first hurdle of what is probably quite a big long-term plan. And what did Ashton say yesterday? It's not the end; it's the end of the beginning.
Yeah, well, and that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, isn't it? The journey is only now beginning. And I was in the fan zone with you guys yesterday. the owners and stuff. What a great picture we got. That was fantastic. Love that picture. You know, and when you listen to them talk, you know, Mark was saying to you, weren't he, Crunch? You know, one small step at a time. Because you said about the stand, he said, let's just do one little bit at a time. Let's just keep it going, keep the momentum going, and it was just fantastic. But to see, I've not seen scenes like that. I mean, I was there in '92, and I suppose that was a long time ago. And I went on the pitch in '92, to be fair, and I didn't get banned. But I went on the pitch in '92, and that was fantastic. But I'd seen the success only 10 years earlier. That we've been starved of that, haven't we? And that goes back to your point to me, Martin, at the start about I wanted it so bad that I just couldn't shout it from the rooftops till it happened. But when that bus come round, and we were in the fan zone, I stood on the table, and you could hear all the fans and that. There's a video that got posted this afternoon. There's a guy walking across the park.
Did you see if you stood on the table? Do you need like about 3 tables stacked high?
No, I just stood on one, but someone give me a lift up. Someone give me a lift up onto the table. So I was on the table, seeing what I could see, but I couldn't see much. But all the, you know, the noise and that, and the I just was worried that would make it a game where the emotion got to the player, and it didn't, did it? That just galvanised them even more. And you know, but until that happens, you don't see it. But at 5-0, I mean, we couldn't wish for it to be done better, I don't think, because we'd all been nervous wrecks if that game would have carried on 0-0 into the second half and things like that. That would have been dreadful. But we just blew them away. I mean, the goals, they just kept going. I missed the 6th goal. Went down out the back, and there's a guy I know from Lowestoft. He watches the pod. He was bloody hugging everyone, and he grabbed me, and we were bloody in bits. And then there's a big cheer. I ran up the step, and they're all celebrating in the bloody corner. So thanks, Steve. I missed the bloody goal because I was giving you a hug outside a bloody toilet.
It's not about that, isn't it? It's those moments.
Yeah, it is. And standing there with my boy watching it.
Yeah.
You know, and him seeing that for the first time, and you know, he was in the fan zone yesterday and stuff as well, and you know, he's seen some of the away games now, but you know, he was a nervous wreck because he's not seen it. But we're just not used to handling that sort of pressure, are we? And
no,
you know, and things like you get teams like in the Premier League winning, like Man City at the moment. You know, they'll win the Premier League, but I'll find that hard when you've won it time and time again now, to have that emotion that we had yesterday.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's always about the chase, and it's about getting there. And unique, and it is, and we don't see it enough. But, you know, imagine turning up and winning the FA Cup every year. For, you know, we would love it, obviously, because where we're sitting now, but there comes a bit of a formality about it, I think. So having that chase, having that, trying to keep that passion going. And the crowd yesterday, I mean, phenomenal. The sound, the noise, everything that went on. Shout out to Wolford after the game when he started the deal song. Did you see? Have you seen? So he's come down the north stand, didn't he, and tells everyone to be quiet. Then he says, then he shouts out, and then everyone starts singing the Delia song, and then Clark was coming over. But that just shows what it means to the Ipswich boys, and how much influence actually. I didn't realise how much influence like the songs have, and the way you've got all the players singing it in the pubs and everything, and they're singing it
in the dressing rooms.
So that really makes you feel part of it. So when they say, "Oh, the fans make a difference and stay on side," you can see that really helps. But and the celebrations, you know, if we ever were to get into the Premier League, and
we get into the Premier League,
when that time happens, do you think Premier League players are going to go down the curve with the book? I want our club to be. I don't want our club to be Arsenal when the mascot stands there and holds out a piece of paper and they've all got the earphones in.
I get it.
I don't want that club.
No,
I don't care where our club is. I don't want our club to be like that. I want our club to feel like it did yesterday.
Yeah, it feels a bit soulless, doesn't it? A bit soulless.
That is soulless, and that would have been great for the girl. But I don't want
that. Won't happen, Lee. That won't happen because we got Mark Ashton, and they know what they're buying into when they come in.
Yeah, so I just don't want that to happen. But And going back to the point here about the humble pie, so what was actually in the humble pie? What sort of apple pie? Oh, very nice. Custard, ice cream.
Cream was that Lizzie gave me cream was available. I thought I don't want to make a bit of a mess online, so I don't know. It tasted good. I felt good to eat the apple pie. Absolutely.
Well, see, hindsight's a great thing, and then we all have banter. And we spoke yesterday about your emotions of, McKenna out, and then 2 months later you're talking about what game we were going to win the league. I mean, that just shows how the season's gone, doesn't it? But just keeping that faith and keeping everyone together. But there was one guy who never doubted it, and it wasn't Colin. It was a certain Richard Chandler, and I think you gave him a bit of stick for it. Well, and we're all sitting there. I sort of thought, well, it's sort of possible, but we'd have to win every game. Yeah. But he never seemed to waver, did he? He never seemed to waver.
And I remember getting sent a graphic from one of our viewers, and name forgets me, so I do apologise. And I sent it to you two boys, and on the show you both said, I don't know what this guy's smoking, but this ain't ever going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And it literally stride for stride near enough did happen.
No one can look into the future. It's a little bit of wishful thinking now. But Rich, we said, didn't we? We said on that show, didn't we? Post Bristol Rovers, if you think we're getting top 2, you're mad. Who could have predicted this? But look, if people kept the faith on that, fair play to you. I was dealing a little bit more in realism, I suppose, than what we was watching in front of us. But you've been proved correct. I'm so pleased you have. So pleased you have.
Yeah, and you've always said that, and it's easy to go easy in hindsight to say all that, isn't it? But at the time, you think, I just thought the team was good enough. The only thing I was more concerned about was the shame we didn't get those players in that made the difference. What if they'd have been in August? Yeah. I'm not saying we'd have won 44 out of 46, nothing like that. But I think that those games that, we've drawn more than Plymouth. Don't forget, we've only lost 4. Plymouth have lost 7.
Yeah.
Plymouth have lost 7. We've only lost 4. So,
Gavin Rich said that they could cost us the title, too many draws.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Lee, before you go. Did Plymouth play us at the right time? Was the fixture list sort of kind to them there? Because had they played us 2 weeks later with these players in the building, settled, could it have been a different situation? Could it have been a different story? Did they get lucky in the sense of when they played Ipswich Town in that period for the home tie?
I think I've said it, but I think I said at the start of the season that we had a decent start, didn't we? And I think we got some of those low team away games out of the way and we had a decent start. And it was good to get them out while the pitches were good and things like that. So that obviously can play a part. But the form we were in, like you said, with Peterborough, Barnsley away, all those away games. We've sat here and listened to people saying, "Oh, we can't beat the top 6." We've just gone and traced most of them away from home.
Wickham,
and we've not just beat them, have we? We've fucking beat them. So yes, I think if we played Plymouth now, it'd be arrogant to say we would beat them. But I can't be arrogant now because I don't fucking care because we're going up. So I'm going to be arrogant and say, yeah, I think we would beat them. I think we are currently the top form team. There's a difference between top form and the team that wins the league. If they go on to win the league, fair play to them.
Absolutely.
Fair play to them. But to finish on 100 goals and 100, if we could win 1-0 at Fleetwood, finish on 100 goals and 100 points and finish second, you've got to take your half. You've got to take your half to the team in front of you. And
I think if you look at the Plymouth lineup, I think was Harry Clark Lee the only one who played that day? Because I know Broadhead was injured, wasn't he? He didn't play.
Yep.
I can't remember. I can't remember. It wasn't the set. It was before the settled. It was before the settled team, wasn't it? Did Hurst play?
I'm just going to look it up. I'm just going to look it up right now.
When was the last time someone actually got 100 points, 100 goals? When's that ever even happened? I can't.
Finish second.
Finish second. Yeah, potentially.
Never happened. That would be. But I mean, that's the mystery. And at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, that was the end of the beginning to get out of League One. It doesn't matter if we win I'd be Grade 2.
So the team that day was Walton, Donatian, Wolfenden, Burgess, Burns, Morsey, Evans, Davis, Chaplin, Harness, and Ladapo. Not one of those new transfer signings played. The bench had Hurst on it, but nobody else.
But we were better. I thought we were better that day. I thought we were better. They were really the team that pressed us the most. And it was a real intense game. But I thought we were. I thought we edged the game, and they've got a fluke towards the end. But we were at home, weren't they? They beat us away, and they had that 25 minutes in that home when they got them 2 goals. Even at Sheffield Wednesday at home, that was the time that we'd been blown away.
I remember that Sunday when I was moaning about the fucking bed that he slept in.
The bed.
Sleeping in bed, sleeping.
Who's that?
Broadhead.
Broadhead has got an injury at his back or something, sleeping in a hotel bed.
It was the bed because he'd been sleeping in different beds, Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see, I reckon that if that had been towards the end of the season, they'd have probably played him. But they knew how important he was going to be.
Oh, massive.
So they knew that was going to make a difference, perhaps, and that's the longer term goal. But I hope everyone trusts McKenna now and such. Like, the game's brilliant. We mix it up properly now. We go long quick. Teams moan, Barnsley manager moaning because we've hoofed the ball up the field. Just the second goal was a hoof, but Hurst won that, and that's a poor goal to concede.
Do you think, Lee? I've got a question.
How many times now are we playing Wes Burns in with that ball over the top, that quick ball over the top yesterday, and then the week before? So I think we're mixing it up properly, and it won't be any different in the Championship. All it'll be is just a little bit quicker and a little bit more technical, because we'll replace players at some point, but it'll be the same. It won't change. It'll be the same football, and that's why we've got all these goals and that now. It's just be the same stuff. Yeah.
Got a question. Did we get a little bit lucky with the Barnsley postponement?
The game's judged over 46 games. Sorry? It doesn't matter. So whichever way around it goes. Did we get lucky? No. But what shithousery to bring Greg Lee on, eh? I mean, come on. He's that fantastic. And yeah, was it lucky? You play when you play them. You can't play everyone on your form day, can you? So there's no luck to it. The fact that we've got 97 points with a plus 66 goal difference, there isn't any luck in that. There is no luck, is there?
We've sucked up loads over the years. They're just going to have to suck it up. It is what it is. We had 3 call-ups. The game got postponed.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think we're still in a good run of form, aren't we? But those two wouldn't play. Those two wouldn't play. But you can see the difference Broadhead has made to this team. All the others have been brilliant as well. But I've said he's on another level. And our next signings will be of those ilk.
I can't wait to see him 46 games next season, Broadhead. I can't wait to see him a full season here.
Yeah. It'll be tougher for him. But we'll play the same way. We'll do the same things. It'll be harder for everybody. Morsey's not going to get the same space, and he's going to be up against slightly better players. So that isn't, he's not going to beat. He'll get to tackle the odd more time. People have a little bit more possession. They'll hurt us a little bit more because they've got, a way of going forward. But yeah, bring on whatever comes on. But great, what a season! Cheers, everybody. I am happy for once.
Cheers, Lee. We love you. We love you.
See you later.
Good to see you,
Good man. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here all summer, hopefully tracking some big signings. But he is right. Before I bring Phil in, we ended the runs of Wickham, Shrewsbury, and Posh in terms of the playoffs. Really, either ended them in terms of Wickham and Shrewsbury, or dented them in terms of Posh, and then beat Bolton and Barnsley. It's been a relentless run against good teams. Good teams,
normally we struggle, don't we, against the top teams, Gov? We've only lost to Plymouth. That's the only game we've lost, and we've beaten these teams.
It's remarkable. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's that remarkable.
Yeah. It's faithless.
It's not town-like.
I think
next year McKenna comes into his own. I think next year, when you go up the levels, the Championship, Premier League, etc., it becomes more tactical. At this level, it's kind of about letting your best players win the game for you. But when you go up a level and you're playing against your parachute teams, and let's respect them, your Norwiches, your Watfords, your Boroughs if they stay in the division, the 3 that come down, the teams that have got financial muscle, it's tactical all of a sudden, as well as good players, because they have good players. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what McKenna and Pert
respect them. Look, respect all these teams, but in no way should we be fearing anyone, Matt.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, no. Not after what we've... Look, if we do get 100 points, 100 goals, I don't know who the last team was to ever do that in the Football League. I have to look it up, or someone could tell us in the comments. But yeah, we go up with great momentum. I thought Ashton made a very good comment yesterday. If you just read through the lines, he said when he was chatting on the pitch, he was a bit emotional and everything. He said, Kieran said to me, trust the process. Kieran said to him, so he spoke about ups and downs, didn't he? Yeah. David Brent. Yeah. that was a really interesting comment from me. And I did say, didn't I? Ipswich are risk averse. They probably wouldn't make a change. But I do actually think the risk was to keep faith in the 36-year-old who had no background other than coaching and was, one of the coaches at Man United. If it was down to me, he would have probably gone. But they kept the risk. They kept it, and you could be looking at 100 points, 100 goals. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I was wondering who the assistant to the assistant manager is, if that's David Brent. Who is the assistant to the assistant?
Lee Grant?
Phil, you were so confident.
Phil? 5-0, Phil. You're nearly right.
Shouting around the cricketers. 5-0, 5-0.
You had the half-time. Phil, you had the half-time score, correct? And you said Connor Chaplin hat-trick. It was so close.
Well, I was close. I would say not much in it. I would say I very nearly missed the Wes Burns goal. The sixth one just coming up behind the stand. I nearly missed it. I was walking up the steps and I just turned around to see the ball go straight over the keeper's net into the net.
Yeah,
and the guy who sits next to me, he absolutely loves giving the referee a whole load of abuse. Every home game I'm there, at some point he will yell expletives out to the referee, and I have missed 2 or 3 goals this season when I've been there. And he turns around and says, "You didn't miss that one, did you, Phil?" I said, "No, I just saw it on the way out of the steps." So I was quite happy with that.
I thought the ref was good yesterday in his little orange shirt. I thought he was a good
referee. Easy game to ref.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One-sided. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
What were you amazed that we were 4 up inside 28 minutes? I know you were confident, but you didn't think we were going to be 5-0 up at half time, though, right?
I predict no, not at half time. No, I would say at half time. I was thinking, I really hope they get the 100th goal in the second half, and they didn't quite manage it. Yeah. I think they're obviously saving that one for the Fleetwood trip.
Yeah, it would have been good at Portman Road, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Rich. It just seemed like a buzz, didn't it? The fact that the owners were over, Phil, and we had the photo with them. They were talking. It just felt like it was going to happen that day, and all the scenes outside with the players and everything. It just felt like destiny, didn't it?
It did. We were playing Exeter, we lost 5 on the trot, and they were a lot of changes. Let's not look. You still have to beat what's in front of you. I get that, but
yeah,
I listened to Gary Caldwell's interview this morning, Matt, and he was like, I see him standing there at 5-0, and he's thinking, shit. Yeah, he brought that Jonathan Browns on. I'll tell you, look, I know they lost 6-0. I was impressed with one player that they brought on, Stansfield.
Oh, yeah. He's on loan, though, isn't he?
Yeah, good player. He's on loan from Fulham.
Yeah,
good player he is.
Yeah. Just goes to show, though, Phil, Sheffield Wednesday struggled with Exeter last week because Exeter took the lead there at Hillsborough, didn't they? And they had to really clamber to get 2-1, and we've as you said, we've blown them away.
Yeah, I would say it's just amazing how much they've capitulated in the last month or so. And I think in response to the early question, what was probably the difference after Bristol Rovers game for me? I think I've already said this before. I think he switched. I think McKenna switched to a back 4, which has probably allowed us more space to play out from the back, which made us more comfortable building going forward.
I think he was playing a back 4 all along. I think he's played a back 4 all season. I don't think he's changed.
It's a bit. I'm saying, has he not played a back 3 for the first half of the season?
I don't think he did. Do you, Gov?
It was flexible during the games, wasn't it? At times it was a 3, in and out of possession. I think they were more suited on a 3 at the early start of the season, from memory. Certainly, Clark gives you more of an attacking threat as a right back than what Janoy does.
Yeah. I'm going to say I'm so happy for the American owners, and I'm so happy for David and Adam Bergen who's come over from Ireland to watch the game yesterday, and they weren't left disappointed, were they? I'm saying what a treat, what a game to come over from native Ireland to come over and see the Blues, absolutely annihilate Exeter, who I'm going to say I guess I feel a little bit sorry for them with having no fit strikers in the squad. Jay Stanfield came on second half. And,
well, I'll tell you what, Phil, my missus texted me at half time and said, "What's the score?" And I said, 5-0. I'm not joking. And she said, "Those poor Exeter fans travelling all that way. Like they'd had a gun to their head."
There was a good number. I would say nearly 1,000 fans coming up from Exeter all that way. That's a good effort. I think they probably just wanted to sample the party atmosphere, knowing that we were going to go up.
They've had a good season, though, when you look at it.
They've had a good season. Yeah.
Really good.
I think
But their best player wasn't playing, was he, in Raheem the Dream? So, had he been allowed to play, it could have been a different story.
Do you think Raheem was watching in the stands going, I wish I was going around the pitch because I am actually contracted to these?
I'm saying there was a moment in the first half. Unfortunately, I would say I don't know what your view is of the away section of the Cobbold stand, but I see this a lot, and I've seen it numerous times this season where you get at least one away fan picking a fight with a town fan in the lower section of Southampton stand, and lo and behold, they get kicked out. And it happened again yesterday, and it was so funny because it was just like this one extra fan just fighting with about 6 policemen. It was just so funny to watch. I love it when that happens.
Yeah,
I think the big difference with McKenna tactically, just to jump in as you asked me the question, it's just he stopped trying to outsmart himself. Frankly, he stopped trying to be the smartest man in the room and trusted the process of I've got good players. Let's have my good players play football. Because at times we were walking into fixtures home and away. Yeah, and as fans, it was like, well, it could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 7 changes. We don't know. It could be any number. Like
the bingo balls, Rich.
Do you think he's secretly disappointed that he didn't hit the 100-goal mark yesterday?
Oh yeah, because as a manager, you always want to get as much as you can out of everything. And also evolution of a process. Everything evolves in football. Otherwise, you stop evolving and you stay and you become a dinosaur, and then you get left behind. Yeah. Look at the previous managers. I'm not going to say names, but we saw evolution in front of our eyes of a system that is new. He's a new manager, and he's evolving it, and that's what you really should be excited about because he's evolved something.
That, background of Lambert.
I want a George Hurst poster now, boys. That's what I want. I'm in love with George Hurst. He's the one.
And Hawkins.
Oh, good lord, yes.
Do you think we thought we'd get promoted with that lot? Drithen and Hawkins. Look what we've actually got promoted with, and the money we've had to actually spend to do it.
Yeah. But as fans, you should be really excited because your manager hasn't stuck to a principle. He's stuck to a philosophy, but he's evolved with his principles and evolved his style and evolved the way he has to do it. And that's really showing leadership and growth. And I'm excited to see where this manager, whether it's us or not, goes in his career. Because I think he can go to the very top, very top with that mentality. It's a really exciting mentality to have.
Football managers are stubborn, certainly from the ilk of Lambert and
exactly.
And I thought he was too set in his ways to change after that Bristol Rovers game, and he's done it. Listen, I spoke to Brennan today to see what he thought of it all, and I said, "What's he like to deal with, McKenna, in terms of mic drop, in terms of interviewing McCarthy and Lambert and all that?" He said, "Absolute night and day. It's chalk and cheese. He's absolutely brilliant guy to work with." And people would say that about Bobby Robson, didn't they? Now he's got a long way to go, McKenna, until he gets into the Bobby Robson.
Steady now, Matt.
But I'm sounding like you, Colin, here. But
you've compared us to Man City, and now you're
yeah. That's what the Romanian wine will do to you. But he just feels like it feels like he's a really good fit for this club. And when you look at historically who we've had around the club in the years gone by.
Absolutely. I just wanted to chip in and just say,
final word, Phil.
2 more things.
2 more, make it quick. I'm going to go to bed, mate. I'm so tired. Yesterday's killed me. I'm so excitedly happy, Bob.
Firstly, the promotion hasn't. Only just kicked in this afternoon around about 4:00, just before I was going to watch the Spurs Liverpool game. And secondly, just looking at the fixtures for Leicester and Everton, obviously they play each other tomorrow evening. Leicester's at home to Everton. That is an absolutely massive game because Everton they've still got Brighton, Man City, Wolves, and Bournemouth to play.
They're gone.
Whereas Leicester have got Fulham, Liverpool, Newcastle, and on the last day they're at home against West Ham. And you think that game tomorrow is absolutely a huge 6-pointer. I'm saying whoever doesn't win that game tomorrow is. I wouldn't like to think of it, but having said that, I'd just like to hope that Leicester do that, because if they do come down, I think the chances of us signing, George Hurst will diminish somewhat.
Diminishes, I agree.
We need to make him the top priority signing in the summer, and I really do wish, that I can't wait for the new season to start. Sod the Fleetwood game. We've done it. We're up. I would say I would like to think that we'd win the league next week, but who knows? 100 goals, 100 points. It's going to happen. I was confident about the Barnsley game. I predicted we'd score 3 goals there, and we did score 3 goals. I'm happy about that. Didn't quite get the result correct yesterday, but I'm still over the moon.
Good man.
And I'm going to say, as a Town fan, I've been supporting Town now for more than 30 years. My very first season was the 91-92 season.
Good one to go to.
And regrettably, I hate to say this, I didn't see I didn't get to Portman Road that season at all because, you know, my dad was just so busy with work and he was always preoccupied. And I did ask him a few times and he never took me. And, you know, I guess that's maybe a slight life's regret, but, you know, more than 30 years later, I think going forward, my prediction is that when I was speaking to Adam and David in the pub yesterday, they were saying, "Oh, we'll be in the Premier League within 2 years' time." And then I think David was going about the fact that he was so worried about the fact that McKenna's going to get poached, he's going to leave his next season. I've got to say to you guys, don't worry, it's all good. We've got the money. You know, we're on the up. There's a feel-good factor buzz around this town. It's going to last. I'm telling you that here and now. But I'd say. How would we like to win promotions to Premier League via the Wembley route or automatically?
Any route you can give me, Phil, to be fair.
I think realistically, it might be the playoffs again, sadly. But you know that's no bad thing because we probably get a good day out at Wembley anyway.
Phil's got to play Fleetwood. I know Phil's got to play Fleetwood first, but he's bypassed that. I've got 46 games.
ITFC man has been drinking what you've been drinking because he says we're going to sign Victor Gyökeres from Coventry. I think he'll be heading to the Premier League. I don't think Town are spending 20 million. Interesting one. Interesting one for you, Phil. Hops messaged me this morning. Will Town break their transfer record this summer?
Yes.
Oh God, that's.
What is it? 6 mil for Serini? 6 million? 4.5.
No, not quite. I think I can see us spending more than 5 or 6 mil this summer. Definitely, I can see us spending about £10 million this summer, but I don't think it'll be on one player. No, sadly. But are we still going to be in for Taylor from Peterborough?
I reckon.
Are we now looking at sort of Championship / Premier League players? Are we kind of looking at fringe Premier League players from
Yeah.
Good shout. We'll unpack that all through the summer, Phil. I'm looking forward to those content shows where we unpack what we're doing, the rumours and everything. I've got to read out some super chats, Phil, so make it very quick, my friend. Make it very quick.
Before I go, to both Rich and Matt, who are you most looking forward to next season? Me personally, I do hope that we're playing Everton next season. I would love that.
So is Rich, the Liverpool fan.
I would say Norwich. Norwich is going to be the obvious answer, obviously, but I'm saying that who are you looking forward to most playing next season?
Yeah, I think whoever probably comes down from the Premier League, looking like Southampton. I'd like to go to that. I've never been to St Mary's before. But, this is what we do the content for, isn't it? This is why you're passionate about your club. You want to be playing the big teams. You don't want to be playing, look, all respect to them. We don't want to be playing Exeter. We want to see ourselves against the bigger teams. You're going to be playing three that come down from the Premier League. Looking like Everton, isn't it, at the moment? So, but the Old Farm Derby is going to be back. That's what we're all waiting for, isn't it?
You think next week we go to Fleetwood? We've got just over 1,000 tickets. We might get some more. And the ground holds just under 5,500.
5,500.
We're out this low league. We can go to some proper stadium with a proper away allocation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where we should be.
Also, just very quickly, one very last thing.
You've had one more thing about 5 times.
Just please.
That's a yellow card, my son.
Okay. Yeah. Right, when do you think the open top bus tour is going to happen around the town?
What, the route?
Next Sunday? Next Monday?
Not if we come second.
I would say if they're going to present us with the trophy at Fleetwood next week, I would love to be there. But I haven't got a ticket. So.
No.
If you've got a spare ticket, Rich, let me know.
Join the queue, I think, is the words he might say there. Right, Phil, I love you and I appreciate it. And look, thanks for
all the best, Phil.
All the best, man. Few super chats. We've got £25 from Matt Stannard. He says, Gov, this is for one of these and a link. I'll click that link off air. £4.99.
You must have done £100 tonight.
Ben Moore, what a day yesterday was. Nothing has stopped me. No, me and Ben Moore made a pact, right? We're doing away days together next year. That's the pact. Me and him. He's going to kick Cancer's backside. And we're going to go on away days next year, me and Benny Moore. That's what we've said yesterday. And I'm looking forward to going at home and away with you, Ben. I really am. Jordan says £5. Broadhead and Hurst with our Rooster and Stewart.
Yeah.
What a January transfer window.
Good shout. I like that. Yeah, very good, Jordan.
Oozle, £5. Thanks for Oozle. Thanks for the content you always do. Sorry, I'll read that again. Thanks for the content you do. Always entertaining. Can't wait for the next season. Said hi to the bar before the game. Gov up the town. Oh, it was you. Nice to see you, Oozle.
That's the only thing about we're on such a high now. The season's ending. It's like the nights. It's like the lights have come up at the nightclub. Time to go home for a little bit until next time. It's a shame, isn't it? We're on such a high at the moment, you know.
We've pulled a bloody cracker,
Don't
man.
worry. You got one last dance next Sunday. What's the song?
Well, in Dukes in Chelmsford, they always used to put on New York, New York.
Dukes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, boys. Anything else before you leave? I mean, the town are going up. That'll sit here all summer now. Nani's done me a new background. Look, the championship logo has appeared on the Talking Town.
Okay.
Finally, look at it. There it is. All its glory.
There it is.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, what else to say? These balloons here, I said to you boys before we started, these balloons are going to go down to where my dad's buried. He'd love to have been there yesterday. I was thinking about him a lot. I like to think he was looking over us, Rich, to score 4 goals in the first 28 minutes. We're going to take those down to him. He passed, I've not really shared this with everyone. He passed away weeks before we got relegated. So it was a bit of a tough time. And I know he's not coming back, but it's brilliant to have one of my loves coming back in Ipswich Town. And hopefully this is the start of the upward curve. I can't wait.
But you have to suffer the lows to
Absolutely, yeah.
get the highs, don't you? It's what
Yes, you do.
we don't want to be back to League One, and I don't think we'll be back here ever. Not in my lifetime.
Yeah,
We're only going
fingers
one way.
crossed.
They're only going one way now,
Yeah.
and it's up.
Absolutely.
249 from Adam, who says, great yesterday. European tour incoming. Love
Love
that.
it, yes.
Love the comments. We're back tomorrow. We're back on Wednesday. Back on Friday for the last Friday show of the season. Then back on Sunday. Although that's the game on Sunday. We'll arrange something there. I don't know. Stay tuned.
Monday.
Monday. Good shout. There you go. That's how we roll Talking Town. And then we'll go through the summer as and when Town are, well, we'll do the Sundays, but as and when Town are going to give us players to chew the fat over, and the rumours and the Nixons and the journalists start saying, oh, Town are in for, Ecuadorian sensation.
Lukaku.
Exactly. Insert name. But we're done. We're dusted. The Town are going up. He's really unwell. That's why I'm stalling, making him last longer. He's the media mogul.
I'm sweating like fuck it, I'll tell you. I'm absolutely boiling.
Thanks for the super chats. Hit subscribe. See you tomorrow.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. I woke up all soaked in sweat, weird chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you. A long